Sorry, buddy. I was muted. Good evening. Welcome, clobberers and clobberettes. Man, I hope there's some clobberettes. If not, I hope they show up. But it may just be us clobberers. Sorry to gender everybody. Welcome, everybody, to Clobberin Times Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk. And tonight, I don't know what we're doing either. I know you know just as much as I do. But since that's the case, let me just say hello to our friends who are here with me. No real show notes to speak of, other than, of course, next Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk, the great Model D with a C, the chief engineer, and I will be reviewing another Clobby's Classic Comics review, reviewing the Marvel graphic novel from the 80s, the Thing and the Hulk, The Big Change by Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson. And on August 1st, a couple of weeks after, was it the week after? I can't even remember anymore. The great J-Man and I, who I know popped in earlier, but I think he had to run. But shout out to J-Man. Good to see you, buddy. We will be reviewing Batman number 321. Why? Because I just felt like it. And that was good enough, isn't it? And that'll be it. But as far as that, no other big-time show notes other than Wednesday night we'll be here for the Wild Card Wednesday, of course. And Thursday night, that Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. Of course, we'll have all kind of clobbering for you for that. But then, boom. Saturday Night Strike. In fact, let me get a better picture of that for the show note. Why not? Since we're here, and I forgot to friggin' load it, the actual, thumb for that sort of thing. I have some computer issues here. Hello, computer. Sorry about that, pals. So, it's going slow on me. Oh my goodness. Sorry, everyone. I'm having a big. I hope you're still hearing me. I can't see the screen right now. I hate you. Oh, I hate this damn thing. Sorry, buddy. But I'll be right there. Let me just get this picture. There you are. God, I forgot something. Okay. Saturday Night Star Trek number 80 this week. And we're finally done with the TNG crew. Yes, we suffered through those last two movies this past weekend. These things, ugh. But now, starting Saturday night, there you go. Deep Space, Star Trek Deep Space Nine on Clobberin Times Saturday Night Star Trek. Yes, indeed, the 735 Club continues its ongoing mission. Its 735 episode mission to explore all of real Star Trek from 66 to 05. So boldly review Star Trek like it has never been reviewed before. And so looking forward to that. We'll have 4 episodes. We'll start with the pilot. Yes, it's longer because it's been chopped into 2 episodes, but it's a pilot. So the pilot, the emissary, and then A Man Alone, A Past Prologue, and Babel are the episodes for Saturday night. Cannot wait. Looking forward to it. Now, I will back my chat up all the way to the end so I can say hello to all you good folks who are here with me tonight, my good friends, my clobberers. And yes, I've finally made the decision. Memberships are coming in August. Again, I don't know why everyone keeps telling me I should be doing that, and I've been meaning to, and actually for a while didn't want to do it exactly until now. The reasons that I haven't yet, but I've got those on the way. Anyone, by the way, listening to this later on a download or anything like that, please like and subscribe if you haven't already before. It's great to have you here, and I always thank you for listening later, just as I thank you for listening now. Eric K., the great bronze wrencher himself, is here. What's up, buddy? The wrencher of bronze. Good to see you there, bro. I hope you are doing well, old chum. My chat keeps jumping on me. Sorry. Phantom Outsider was on. What's up, Phantom Outsider? Good to see you, Fanty. The aforementioned great J-Man, even though he may have had to leave. My chat's all the way back up to the beginning, folks, so I don't see anything new coming in. I had to pull it back. The Man of Iron, D. Bud Martin. What's up, bro? Hope you're feeling well. The master of the wrench Canadian, the great Chris Persia. Thank you so much for being here, buddy, and all you do. Wagner, what's up, my friend? I can't say it like Raquel, but why would I? It's special when she does it, not when I do it, if you know what I mean. So that's for her to do. Brian Hepburn, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Super One himself, Cal L, 48. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Got some good pals here tonight. Let's see who else. Zach, what's up, you Hulk villain? Good to see you. Max Redstone was a man. No, the earth. Incidentally, ladies, this is how we now know the earth to be banana-shaped. Good Monty Python reference. Love it. Hungry boy. Oh, good. Oh, man, it's always great to have you hungry for acumen to supersede fake resumes, a.k.a. the great hungry boy. What's up, brother? So glad to see you, man. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, Chris. Let's see here. Who else? Did I say Brian? Yeah, I said Brian. Did I? There we go. So, see who else is here. This is moving the chat music. Okay. Well, we're up to date now. Anyone else who comes in, of course, I shall recognize them. We got nothing going on tonight. No big schedule, but it is Mark C. Comics talk, so comics will be discussed. And I will take a quick look at our poll I put up there. I know we haven't had very many voters for it yet, but so far, see how many votes we've got. 10, 12. We'll see. It's loading. Okay. So far, out of 12 votes, my question, of course, to you all tonight, because there's a lot of talk, for years. And I'm a Marvel guy. I'm a DC guy. Some people go both ways. Love both. Some don't. So when I ask which publisher, the publishers are all scumbags, by the way. The publishers are all built on the blood of creators. I mean, when I say that, I mean the characters and the stories. Were you a fan of what have you been a fan of? Excuse me. And there's 14 votes so far. Marvel's at number one at 29%. DC is 0%, both 0%, and neither is in the lead at 71%. It's Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk, and 79% of the people don't like either of the big two. And I'm not talking about now. They're all garbage now. Larry, what's up, buddy? No, they're all garbage now. I'm talking about in your lifetime as a comic book fan. Were you a Marvel guy or a DC guy or both? I love them both. So I hope you were answering on that criteria. I just didn't think I needed to clarify. If not, I'll redo the poll. But everyone understood where I was coming from, right? Because neither. I mean, what were you? You weren't either a comic book fan. You like Don Meredith comics? Dandy Don Meredith. Yeah. Oh, right now, Pop Culture Republic. Well, no, it's Okay, I'm going to redo it then. Give me a second. I'll have some vamping. I'll make some stupid vamping noises while I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm talking about all time. I mean, we know they're all trash now. They're not even Marvel or DC anymore. Come on. So let me just end that poll. And start over again. I've done a stream recently. How people, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine how people always try to say that the big two are so different. Their characters and their stories are so different. No. All right, let's see. Here we go. Look, which comic book publishers comics characters. Will this help? do comics do you prefer? All right. Now, Marvel. I'll put DC at the top, Philip. DC, Marvel. They're the big two. They only give you 4 options, by the way, guys. Otherwise, I would do it. I would definitely include other ones. Both or neither. Hang on a second. Doing it in all caps because that's what they do. Marvel, they do the lettering in comic books, all caps. So, okay, which comic book publishers, comics / characters do you prefer? So, if I hope that's clearer. And here we go. I mean, I just assumed that it would be taken as a, well, that's cool. I just thought it would be. Well, there we go. It's relaunched, and let's see some new friends that popped in while I was doing that. All right. Start afresh here. Disregard the first one. Who is here? Who has popped in? Larry, good to see you, buddy. Pop Culture Republic. I think I acknowledged you there, sir. Yeah, well, I was asking the question. Yeah, I understand about Harvey. I know what you're saying, D-Bud. But I have a specific reason why I was asking it. Monkey Jeebus, what's up, buddy? Captain Time, Lord Spock. Hey, my friend. Look, you may not prefer. That's why I put both or neither, but both. Look, as a comic book freak, as I often said, and again, about a year or so ago, my friend Carlos and I, we did a show where we talked about how, because it's such a cliche out there in the pop culture that people just think Marvel and DC are so different because their movies are different. But even some comics fans who read comics say, yeah, but they're just so different. Well, you're not looking at the big scope of comic book history when you do that. And we did a show debunking a lot of that. And I still saw it. I saw people talking about it today on the stream, some intelligent guys, but they don't really, you can be a really intelligent person and not really know your comics history in terms of history of publishing or the characters. There's not a lot of big difference between the two sets of characters. There's some, by the way, we laid the case out, specifically. We didn't say there were no differences. We said that because most DC and Marvel comics over the years were written by a lot of the same people who moved back and forth between the companies, there was not a lot of difference in the stories or story tone always, except at different eras. And not all the characters were all that different. There are differences, and we name those, but they're not as huge as people think. Well, yeah, again, that's not what I'm talking about, Hungry Boy, about the difference in house style. No, there was clearly differences in house styles and eras and all that stuff. That's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about, in general, the types of stories and the types of characters. I think I'm beginning to think it's a battle I'm not going to revisit anymore. It's kind of a losing battle because people are doing it all over the place. But now that's not exactly what I was talking about, Hungry Boy. And I guess it's this kind of thing. It's very difficult to communicate. So I'm not going to really try anymore. So that's not what this poll is about, really. The poll's just about I wanted to find out. Let's comics talk show. I had nothing to talk about tonight. I have a few things to show you, but I thought I would just kind of see. I've always been fascinated by people who, to this day, will say, and then talking about their youth, even when they bought comics in the 60s, 70s, or 80s. So many of them will say, yeah, I was a DC guy. I didn't like Marvel much. Or other ones, I grew up as a Marvel guy. I didn't like DC much. I mean, they read both once in a while, but they had a preference. And I'm just wondering if you had a preference, which is no right or wrong answer. But I was always one, because my gateway drug to superheroes was TV, the Batman TV show, the Fantastic Four cartoon, the Spider-Man cartoon, the Filmation Superman, and other DC cartoons and Super Friends and stuff. By the time I got to buying comics, I didn't know what a Marvel or DC was. I knew what a comic book. I was learning what comic books were, and I knew what the characters were. And I just knew that I loved the Fantastic Four and Batman and Superman and Captain America and Spider-Man and so on and so forth. And so now let me get back to some of your chats, because let me back up. But I know what you're saying, Hungry Boy. I'm just saying that's not exactly what I was saying here. Best comics publisher. Well, that's another story. I was kind of specifically going to the big two, but I like this. I like seeing some of this stuff too. That my buddy Captain Timeless Buck says best comics publisher. In 1983 through 86, Make Mine First Comics, Sable, Grimjack, Shatter, E-Man, Mars, yeah. And of course, you know who. Yeah, I do know who. American Flag. You can say it with pride. I liked First Comics. I loved Sable. I loved Grimjack for a while. I didn't like a lot of Marvel and DC books that were being produced in the 80s. I was mostly buying independents. Yes, is absolutely a Hungry Boy. Yeah, you mean in terms of the conception and the purpose of the stories themselves? Yes, there's, like I said, I'm not saying there are no differences, but there's not as many differences between the sets of characters in terms of their creation and the way they were, and their origins and stuff. But there were some, and some of the same writers crossbred both companies. So anyway, it's kind of it's kind of a muddled up moot point. So I just wanted to find out. That's not even what I was really here to talk about. I was basically interested because I keep still to this day. I saw a couple of different videos this weekend where people would just, and again, there's no right or wrong answer given this thing. Yeah, I was a DC guy. I loved DC. I didn't like Marvel. I didn't read Marvel much. I was always big DC. And another one was saying I'm more of a Marvel guy. I've seen a couple people just recently in different interviews and stuff, or different like videos. And I get that all the time. Apollo meets Minion and Pupper. Hey. Good to see you, dear. So I thought I would just run that poll to see if any of you see what my friends here on Friday night, titles for that. Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. I wanted to see which, of the comics fans here, which you prefer, if any. And so let's take a look at the poll now that it's back up there. See how many votes we have. We've got 9, 10 votes. The votes are coming in all precincts. Wow. Marvel's popular. 14 votes. Okay. So far, with it looks like 14 votes in, Marvel has an interesting tie so far. Marvel and both are at 36%. Neither's at 23%. So does that just mean you didn't buy comics? And DC's at a whopping nothing but a 7 there. Our wonderful first officers here. Look at that. I love you, Raquel Briggs. Hey. Our Commander Briggs is here. Good to see you. So, yeah, it was no big deal. I'm just curious. I'm a little shocked by DC being so low. I'm really shocked by the neither one. Because, I don't know. I mean, did you grow up loving, for example, Spock, I get him. He liked first comics in the 80s. I did too, by the way. And I liked a lot of the alternative comics in the 80s and even some of the 90s there. I loved Valiant in the 90s. But, with all this talk of the extraordinary Rippaverse coming up, you got me thinking a lot about, the big comic book publishers and comic book publishing. And if there'd been a Rippa around in 1933, all those comic book creators would have been treated right. That's for sure. It wouldn't have been screwed over. The comic book industry as we all know, is written it's in the blood of creators. Billions upon billions of dollars made for big garbage corporations that exploited well, Clobby, got to combine the Marvel or D with both for accurate info. I don't follow you there, Phantom Outsider. Combine Marvel or D with both. Let me see. What do you mean? Marvel. Okay. 16 votes now. Anyway, so that's fun. Like I said, hopefully more people come in and vote. We'll worry about it later. But yeah, I just saw with all the, again, all this great excitement about the Rippaverse, and he is just killing it. It's so fantastic to see what he is doing for the art form of comics by bringing some sanity back to it. Bringing again, obviously none of us have read the comic yet, which we'll definitely do when I'm able, whenever we're all able to read it. But I definitely plan to read it, to buy it. But what's fascinating to me about this is it's not just him. Of course, there are a lot of other people who are over the past couple of years have been crowdfunding their comic books, which means they've been, their comic books have been important to customers. Yeah, they've been having a great relationship with their customers and things like that. And his statement, his Rippaverse statement of, respect the customer, something that's just phenomenal. And everything about what he's doing is phenomenal. 2.6 million now, according to D-Bud. That is fantastic. I mean, obviously, I don't know him personally, but I'm a fan of his. I watch his channel all the time. And like a lot of people that we know, I'm very excited about what he's doing. And I hope it's a good comic, but whether you like the comic or not, and I hope it's well liked and well received. What he's doing is so important for there to be a continuation of this great art form of comic books. And Kal-El says the best part is the mainstream fans, in quotes, yeah, and I use that term loosely, hate the fact that the Rippaverse is doing so well. Of course, well, yeah, fans of the mainstream stuff, people who don't know who he is, they only listen to what other idiots say he is. One thing to be said about the big two, at least for a time, they had great page rates and royalties, which inspired good work ethic. Rippa understands that, it seems, and that's absolutely right. He does. He's obviously a very canny businessman, and he cares. The thing is, he cares about comics. He's a comics fan, and he's a lot younger. I mean, he's very young to be doing this, which is another fantastic thing. I mean, he's younger than my kids, but he's a very accomplished person already, and a very talented person. He got a great channel, and yes, because well, it's not just him. Anybody who puts opinions out there, if you put yourself out in the public with critical opinions. I always say this to my good buddy Michael at Retroblasting. If you're out there, Michael, hope you're doing well. Because he gets a lot of crap from people just because he has opinions on toys, mind you. Toys, not politics. He doesn't do a political show or any of that stuff, and neither do I. You could just, if you have a critical opinion, I had to qualify what I said. When I said, if you want to make an enemy, just have an opinion and express it. I had to qualify that. Have a critical opinion. Because I guess if you have a positive opinion all the time, nobody cares. They might say, good God, you like everything. You're a shill or something. But then, but if you have a critical opinion, you will make enemies. I have, again, before, people who know me in quote unquote, as they say, real life, or before I was really, who knew me, in other words, who knew me outside of doing a podcast that I did for 11 years on BTR and now 2 years over here at YouTube. People who knew me, around all the geekdom and down where I live and stuff. I was the guy who hates everything. I know you're shocked by that, everybody. He hates everything. Like he hates it, Again, and I almost developed a complex over it in a sense because I've talked about this probably before. And at some point when I was working for a good number of years at a fairly big plant where there were a lot of people working there, every time new movies would come out or anything like that, because for some reason they'd always come ask me, so what's this coming out? What's this about? Especially if it was geek stuff, But even just movies in general. And it got to a point where, like, I had a buddy of mine when he would want to start a conversation about a movie that he'd seen that he liked, and he used to do this to me, not just him, but in primary, a couple of them used to do this to me all the time. They would walk up to me and they would say, say he wanted to tell me about a movie he'd just seen. He'd go, hey, you know what? You probably hate it, but did you see so-and-so? He was right. He prefaced his remark, you probably hate it, but I want to know what you think of. He wanted to ask me if I'd seen, and if so, what I thought of a certain movie. But he prefaced his remark, but you probably hate it, but what did you think of it if you've seen it? And if not, you probably don't want to see it. I was like, Jesus. Look. And I always got this, well, you hate everything. Let me tell you something. I wish I hated everything. With all this cluttered around the house. All the comics and DVDs and Blu-rays and figures and all the crap I've collected all over the years. I didn't buy them because I hate them. I don't buy things that I hate. I wish I hated everything. I would have spent what little money I always had on junk. Well, it's not junk to me. I love it, but it would be junk if I hated it, right? And I've always said that people like to hear the negative. The negative's louder. I guarantee you can run this experiment in real life if you want to. I could talk, for example, let's say there are like 3 different topics, or 3 different movies, comics, whatever you want to say it, whatever, TV shows. And let's say I spend 5 minutes talking about how much I hate whatever it is, something that's worst crap ever, blah, blah, and I'm going off on a rant about how bad it is for 5 minutes. And then spend the next 2 hours talking about 2 or 3 different things that I love. I mean, they're just the best thing ever. You got to watch this. It was great. It was the best, blah, blah, whatever. Well, so I guarantee you, a person who heard me going off about the thing I didn't like, if there was something that they liked, they don't agree with me, you hate everything. You're just a hater. The word hater is so moronic. Anyone who uses the word hater has no credibility. Anyway, I hate that stupid word. Hate it. See, hate. I'm such a hate monger. I know. So people will hear that and they'll think, don't you like anything? Well, wait a minute. I just told you about 3 different things I liked. Hey, Zachariah, good to see you. And just the one thing I didn't like. But are you good at math? I mean, I'm pretty bad at math, but I don't trust someone who doesn't have things they don't like. I don't trust anyone who doesn't have any critical opinions. If we added up the screen minutes of Clobby talking about what he loves, those minutes add up to days of constant listening. Well, thank you, Hungry Boy. It's true. I mean, look, yes, I go off on crap I don't like. There's no question about it. By the way, anyone whining about about rants about things they don't like, I don't have no time for people who get upset and get their panties in a bunch just because you don't like something and you're outspoken about it. I don't have time for that either. Add up what Clobby has said about the Legion and FF. You got days of material. Yep, but look, I love them. But they're things I can't stand. Sue me. But I would never do this channel if it were just devoted to that. And if you notice, I don't cover modern pop culture news or anything. A lot of our dear friends do it, and they do it so well. Why would one more do it? I don't do it. We got great guys like Gary and Doomcock and a whole bunch of other great channels doing it, and they do it well. I don't do it. I'm not really. It's not that I'm not interested in that stuff. They're all doing it. They do it well. I come on here. I do 4 shows a week. We talk about comics, real good comics, so not modern garbage. And yes, I hate that stuff. It is garbage. Just things like. I'm not saying I don't hate things. Just I don't like modern crap, which gets me in trouble. But I don't care. On Wednesday nights, anything goes. But we usually have a lot of fun. Sure, we'll beat up on something that deserves it. If you can't take a critical opinion of something that you like, I can't even relate to you. All kind of things I like that if you think it's a piece of crap, I don't care. I'll laugh. And then Thursday night, yeah, we criticize things, but we have a good time. And then, of course, Saturday Star Trek, we're brutal. Our reviews to Star Trek: The Next Generation were brutal, but honest. As long as it's honest. Agreed, Hungry Boy. Without criticism, there's no internal editor. Without an internal editor before an external editor, the art and writing will suckle. Indeedishness. Without an internal Julius Schwartz, E. Nelson Bridwell, Len Wein, Marv Wolf, and all those editors. Kal-El says to paraphrase the one funny scene in Generations, Chloe. Yes, I hate this. This is revolting. More? Yes, please. Please. Yeah, exactly, ishness, Kal-El. That was funny. I see some of you guys are talking about Deathmate. Boy, I remember that debacle. That's kind of when Valiant kind of started going down, doing a crossover with Image like that. Deathmate. Now the Deathmate tour was kind of fun. I was working with a friend's shop when that happened. We had a lot of fun with the Deathmate tour, but Gwagnar, I don't think they did finish Deathmate. I could be wrong. I might be mistaken. Gwagnar, I may be mistaken, but I'm not so sure they finished Deathmate. Yeah. D-Bud. For the win. I'm sure Deathmate finished a bunch of comic book stores. Oh, God, yeah. Don't tell me you hosted a Deathmate tour at yours, D-Bud. Wow. I can't remember how Deathmate ended. I have those issues, but it's so long. Yeah, I mean, I guess it ended. I think I didn't. I don't think I bought them either. I remember I did because I was buying all of Valiant, but I don't know if I bought the crossover books. It was a mess. Unity was fantastic, but that was before it. But Deathmate was poople doop. But the tour was fun because we had a bunch of. A big event for the Deathmate tour when it came to town here at my friend's shop. It came to it was in New Orleans. D-Bud says, no, I did not host the Deathmate tour. I wound up selling a lot of them for $25 to get rid of them. Oh, man. Well. Oh my goodness! Well, look, I can't blame you there, D-Bud. What a memory that is. Pop culture, you remember it as well, honestly. I think I left the comic book store. I was working at college at the time. I was not able to keep up with it. No one kept up with it. Look, I was not. Let me tell you, I loved Valiant still at the time. I was not a big Image fan. Never was, really. I like some of the Alan Moore Image stuff. I did not like the Image guys that much. Now, look. The Image guys, though. Look, say what you want about Rob Liefeld or Jim Lee or Mark Silvestri or Jim Valentino or any of those guys. They were very nice to Jack Kirby. And I really appreciated them for that, the way they helped Jack. And they were good to him. So I thought they were okay in my book for that. So that's something, right? Yeah. But still, those were some times. The big crossover events. But Unity was way better. So, what do I have here? Oh, I have I have a few things to show. I've got some new purchases from the great Tomorrow's publishing company, which I love. I got me the new issue of Back Issue. I got me the new issue of Jack Kirby Collector and D-Bud. D-Bud. I meant Hungry Boy, but you too. I don't know if you're a fan. Hungry Boy, look what I ordered. Let me show you what, what I got coming in pre-ordered. I think you'll like it. Let's see. Sorry, books. I will share. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you? Comic books. There we go. Okay. Now this is pre-ordered. I can't be. I'm very naughty to spend money, but this is just a kind of a little preview of it because it's not out yet. Hey, Scotty, what's up, dude? Beep, 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 beep. Okay. The Life and Art of Dave Cockrum. Looks pretty amazing, too, by the way. This is going to be good. One of the great comic book artists of all time. I really love his work. And so I thought you'd find this interesting, Hungry Boy. This is just a preview. It doesn't show everything yet, of course. But I'm looking forward to this. Ah, yes, Futurians about the Imperial Guard. I had to order the hardcover. Only 500 copies. The Outsiders. Dave was taken from us way too soon. What a great artist. Let's see here for a few more pages. I think they have a few more sample pages. Yeah, so that's just a little preview of it. They don't have the whole thing up yet, of course, because it's coming out in a couple of weeks. He was one of the greats. Oh, yeah, well, easily the best Nightcrawler. Easily the best Nightcrawler, no question about it. Yeah. And, of course, Cyclops. Even though I know he didn't create him. I mean, it's, like up here, if you can see on my picture up there, I got his Cyclops up there. So, yeah. And anyway, I also got, where are you? The new issue of Back Issue is pretty interesting. Again, I like to show at least bits from the mag. Whoops. Um, I love, as you know, I love the topic of this new issue of Back Issue. I've been looking forward to this issue for a while. Of course, they show you way in advance what they're doing. Excuse me. I have to reload it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm with you there, Hungry Boy. I'm having to reload this up. But the new issue of Back Issue is very interesting. Oh yeah, not too many people care about reading about the old comics history and stuff like that, but I love it. And I'm a Bronze Age baby, and so those who do not know, I have every issue of Back Issue magazine. By the way, I always get the physical copy. They give you a free download when a free digital download when you buy the physical copies at Tomorrow's. I really recommend them, and I like to show little bits and pieces from their mags on the down on here, so you could get an idea how great their company is. So Tomorrow's, if you're ever John Morrow, if you ever hear me doing this, just like I don't show your whole mag or any of that kind of stuff. I would never do that. Hey, Steve Mitchum, what's up, bro? But I do show off bits and pieces of it to try to to advertise for you guys because I just love what you do that much. I really do. And I love this topic this month. Bronze Age comic strips issue. Because we talk about comic books a lot. But this is comics talk, though. I do love comic strips. And here's a great cover, of course. So, yep. Wagner, I'm missing issue 4 of Back Issue. Stupid Wolverine cover made it sell out. Oh, yeah, it's got that John Byrne Wolverine cover. Yeah. I started buying it with issue 1 because before that I was buying Comic Book Artist and which was a great mag. And they just I think they stopped with that and just went ahead and make Back Issue. And the first issue, of course, is cover has Captain America and Batman fighting by Perez. But Gwag, you might be able to track that down. I don't know if it's worth so much. I know that they're probably out of physical copies at Tomorrow's, maybe, but you may be able to track it down somewhere. But they do, they do keep stock of most of a lot of their physical stuff. Just some of them have run out. But this is a great issue. I'm really enjoying it. I haven't even got the physical one yet. I always like to keep the physical one in good shape, and I just read the digital one usually. Grell's Tarzan Sundays, DC World's Greatest Superheroes, Krimmer and Craze Richie Rich, Charlton's Comic Strip Tie-Ins, Menominee Falls Gazette. And does anyone out there, let me ask my friends, does anyone remember the Menominee Falls Gazette? Anyone in the chat? Anyone old enough to know what that is? Oh, yeah, D-Bud, they've been reprinting those. Yeah, it's great that they reprint the old Romita Spider-Man strip. Those are amazing. Wagner, I hear you. I understand. It's digital's not, I mean, I like having the digital, but also just like having it. Well, the Menominee Falls Gazette, and that's from, meaning Menominee, Wisconsin. Around in the 1971-ish or 2 or something like that, they became an aggregate magazine where these two guys up in Menominee Falls started clipping adventure newspaper strips and putting them in a period or in a tabloid sized newsprint periodical thing. Now we didn't get it down here, and I know I saw that you could subscribe to it, but I was never able to get it down here. But I heard about it, used to read about it all the time, and I think I've seen copies. I don't own a copy. I'd like to get copies of it. The Appleton Penny Saver is where it's at. So it was a fascinating story about them. As you can see, they would, and this is a great article. I really enjoyed this article about it. It talks about how they would come, these guys in Menominee Falls, which I've never been to. Anyone here been to Menominee Falls, by the way? Dave, what's up? Well, Steve, I'm sorry you hate the polls. I did not know that they were messing things up. I apologize. But yes, the Menominee Falls Gazette was pretty cool because it collected all the superhero and action adventure and genre strips. It did other stuff too, but all of that kind of stuff, the comic strips of the time. And these guys did it out of love. They never made a lot of money on it. They did it for, I don't know how long they did it. Long time. Many years. And I thought that was pretty cool. And if I had been able to get that paper at the time back then, I would have. They would get strips from everywhere, all the syndicated strips. Steve, Superman quote, of course. Now, since that was on some very flimsy, like a newsprint, I don't know. But check it out. Even guys like Jim Aparo worked for him. Now again, Jim Aparo did some strip work, even humor strips. And of course, he used to he did some covers for him as well. And look, Dick Giordano did the cover of number 100. And a lot of comics pros were real big fans of the Menominee Falls Gazette. And well, I could not believe when I saw this article in this new issue. I'm like, whoa, I hadn't thought about that in years. Used to read about it all the time. Used to see ads for it. People would, people would talk about it. And yeah. So let's see what else they got in this issue of Bronze Age. Oh, by the way, look at this. Hungry Boy, check this out. Walt Simonson drawing the Spirit. You heard right. That's a Walt Simonson drawn Spirit. Walt. That's not something you see every day. So Max has been to Menominee Falls. Okay. Wow. I know if I went there, I probably wouldn't find any copies. Wow. Well, the Gazette was just about newspaper strips. It wasn't like a real mag. It wasn't a newspaper. They're on eBay for $5 each. Okay, cool. I think, I've been in some comic shops and some cons before where I saw copies of it, but yeah. Look at Jim Aparo did the cover. The cover for number 200 with James Bond on it and Johnny Hazard and Modesty Blaze. They even had a separate book for the Menominee Falls Guardian for humor comics, for humor strips, because people wanted them to do humor strips. And all they did was, again, they would take these the monthly strips, the weekly comic strips, and aggregate them into this tabloid and mail them all over the place, including all over the world, by the way. They were called Street Enterprises. And a bunch of comic book people, you were trying to help them because they didn't make a lot of money. And they did this portfolio for them. Hungry Boy, check this out, man. It's by guys like, oh my God, let's say Gray Morrow. Let's see here. Everett Raymond Kinsler, Gray Morrow, Russell Myers, Bob Brown, Howard Chaykin, and Dick Morris all contributed art to this portfolio to help the Menominee Falls Gazette. Yeah. Kal-El, I believe it's the Shadow movie we're talking. I don't think we're going to be talking about the Spirit movie. No, we're the Shadow. But yeah. If you talk, so, but we will soon. Yeah, Max, they had different papers. This, of course, was just a couple of comics fans getting comic strips and all together, like putting them in a compilation each week or whatever. Look at that. Murphy Anderson did a cover for him, a Buck Rogers. Good God, man. That's an issue I would buy if I saw it somewhere. Leave Chaykin out. I'm on board. No problem, Kal-El. I got you, buddy. But how cool is that they had, Murphy Anderson draw Buck Rogers for him? That's badass. That kicks ass right there. So, let's see what else we got. What else is in this issue? Let's see what else is in this issue. Oh, here's a I love this cover. They have this cover gallery of the Gazette. Look at this. And they did I don't know how many issues, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Would you not have it or subscribe to this rag if you'd known about it in the 70s? I would have. Yes, Captain. Wowie howie. Max Redstone, I'd have you on one. I would love to have you on one night, but no Super Bowl shuffle around here, dude. I hate it. But you know what? I would let you sing the Super Bowl shuffle if you wanted to one night. I would. No kidding, man. Because I know you're a Bears fan, buddy. I love the Bears that season. I was a big fan until they did the Super Bowl shuffle. Then I rooted against them in the Super Bowl. But I don't think that hurt their feelings too much because they destroyed the Patsies 45-10. Cool covers. They got big name comic artists and comics book and strip artists to do these covers. You're on, Max. You're on. Wow, a lot of covers, man. Jeez. Even got look, this magazine is so great. I love back issues so much. Look at that. They've even got a checklist of all the mags, all the stuff in the mags and everything. Good Lord. These guys are amazing. Marvel Team Up presents Spider-Man and Dan Dare's Creator. I didn't get to read all of this yet. Wow. Wow, look at that Frank that cool ass Dan Dare art. Frank Hampson. I love that Dan Dare stuff. 46-10, sorry. My bad, buddy. I'm sorry, Ditka was wrong for not letting Peyton run the touchdown. Letting stupid ass refrigerator do it was unconscionable. And Ditka admitted it later. To be fair. Yeah, buddy. Bus magazine's fantastic. Yes, sir. The Spidey strip you were talking about, D-Bud. This, man. Of course, now it's not Romita anymore, but that's Alex Savvy up there. There's Stan for you, folks. I got a little Stan. We don't see Stan on Clobberin times much. Jolton Joe, Ink, and Saviak there. Well, there you go. Anyway, it's a great publication. I really do love it. Now, are they? Now, one thing I don't know. One of you might be able to tell me. Do they still running the Spider-Man strips in the papers today? And if you even get any papers, do any of you buy papers and read the comics in the papers anymore? I know they still have comics in the papers. I haven't bought a newspaper or looked at a newspaper in so long. Do any of you look at newspapers anymore? And if you do, what's in the comic section? Is it still just like the same old stuff? What's in there? What is in the comic strip section now in newspapers? I ask you. Just I don't know if any of you know. And now I'm going to, while I ask that, see if any of you know anything about that, I'm going to check. Chris Persia actually does buy it. Okay. I know they make them. D-Bud said he stopped getting them a couple of years ago. Can't remember the last time I picked up a paper that says Pop Culture, Republic, but Chris Persia does buy one for his dad to read. Man, I can't even tell. Hey, Tim's talk on your left, buddy. On your right. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought a newspaper either. But I think there's still a syndicated Spider-Man strip going on, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. Anyone remember the Howard the Duck strip? I haven't got to read this article yet. Now, I never got to see it. I never saw the Howard the Duck strip. I've heard things about it. I don't know if it's syndicated for long or anything. I've not read this article yet. So, Hagar the Horrible and Spidey still around. Oh, are they? Dave? Hey, Dave. Dave, are they still there? Oh, boy. Here we go. So, Naked HD, whatever your name is, how are you doing tonight? And did you know anything about comics? It's bottom time. Clobber bottom time. Yeah, Garfield and Peanuts. But who remembers? Did any of you ever see the Howard the Duck strip? I don't even know how long it may or may not have run or anything, because I can't wait to read this article about it. Like I said, I just got this yesterday. So, but I don't remember it. There's Captain Cottony Spot quoting the beginning of Star Wars. There's one set for stun. I can't do that sound effect. So, what about over out in your neck of the woods, Captain Cottony? You guys have the newspaper anymore? Does anyone? I mean, I know they make newspapers. Does anyone know anyone beneath the age of 70 that reads newspapers? Hell, my parents are in their 80s. They don't touch newspapers either. Never saw that. Yeah, look. Beetle Bailey, Hagar, Spidey's still around. Thank you, Dave. Cool. And Spidey might be the only superhero strip. I think in some cases, I think Flash Gordon's out. They still make a Flash Gordon strip, but I can't prove. I'm not sure. Thank you, Wrenches. Thank you for taking care of that. Hey, bots, what are you doing? What are you doing out there? There's nothing here for you. All right. I'm going to go check the poll real quick. First I guess I better refresh. What in the hell's going on with this thing? I'm going to refresh the thing, just start over with not start over the poll. I mean, refresh my whole screen there so it'll pull up brand new and see how we're doing on our scintillating Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk poll. Oh boy, it takes a second now. I got me a slow computer. Come here, hello, computer. My computer is very slow. Captain, I don't know why. It's just very slow computer tonight. Well, every night, but you know, it's old. Like me, my computer is old. Okay, whoa, this is crazy. I can't believe. Look at what's going on here. We've got 28 votes. It's been going on for 51 minutes. Which comic book publishers, comics characters do you prefer? DC is way back there. So we got Marvel with a slight lead at 32%. Both and neither are at a tie at 25%. That's 50% of the damn thing. And only 18% for poor old DC. My. Jax Momo, hey there. M indeed. Lovely to see you, my dear. I hope you are doing well. And please excuse the nasty bots we've got in here putting nasty words in the chat. It's something we can do about it, but we eliminate them when we see them. That's a YouTube problem that does happen, unfortunately. It's a spam bot thing, and apologize for a lady having to see something like that. But yeah, so hey, Oliver Bellamonte, what you got there, buddy? He says, Clobby, my fan cast for F4 reboot. Oh, okay. Jamie Dornan, I don't know who that is, but okay. For Mr. Fantastic. Samara Weaving for Sue. Joe Keery for Human Torch, and Alan Richton. Is it Richton? Okay. For Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. Well, you know something, sir? Those may well be fine choices. I hate to say it. I don't know any of those actors. I'd have to go look at them later. But I'm not familiar with any of them, Oliver. And again, which is no insult or at all. I don't watch much new stuff these days as far as pop culture goes. So, Captain Fox says, yeah, the New Zealand Herald Weekend Edition does have a 2-page flag spinoff called Mark Thrust Sex Ranger. Okay, that was complete unreliable narration, El Joko. Yeah, and hey, I fell for it too. So you're doing good tonight. I need to learn my lesson. That would be the last time I put one of those up there from you until I read it. you, you rascal. So Chris Persia says, sorry, no superheroes comic strips in the Toronto Sun. Shoot, there isn't even a Calvin. No Calvin and Hobbes or Dennis the Menace. When I was still in AU, they still had they had the Phantom. They still had the Phantom. Yeah, Lee Fawkes the Phantom. Well, there you go. Like I said, I've not looked at a newspaper in forever. And when I used to love. I went straight to the comics. Duh. Of course I did. So it's pretty interesting, this Howard the Duck strip. Howard the Duck. Don't know how long it lasted or what went on. Val Myrick. Interesting artist, Val Myrick. I don't know what you thought about him, Hungry Boy. Now here, boy, I tell you, here's one. Okay. D-Bud, I hope you're not going to get mad at me, buddy. The world's greatest superheroes. Do you? By the way, D-Bud, I know you're maybe you're a Marvel guy, but I know you read some DC. Your boy. We had Judge Dredd in Oz until the early 90s. Okay, they had a strip, yeah. Max Redstone asks, how do you feel about the Venture Brothers on Adult Swim, if you do watch it, that is? I have not seen much of it. I saw many years ago, I did watch some episodes and really enjoyed them. And it was one of those things I always meant to go back and watch. I have a lot of respect for it. One day I'll probably go back and just binge them, but I've seen the ones I've seen. I really loved it. It's a great show. No question about it, but I need to see more. World's greatest superheroes. Yep, look at that great Tuska art. Yeah, that's what I was going. That's where I was going. I was going after Tuska. Hey, I know you're a Tuska guy. Hungry Boy, don't you start being mean to Tuska in front of D-Bud. Now, of course he will. Hey, look. This is not horrible, Tuska. We never. By the way, this is another strip we never got. Dave says, Brewster Rocket, Space Guy, very funny comic. Brewster is a very funny comic. Brewster is dumb as a rock and captain of the space station. Are you serious? Okay, I'm not familiar with that one, Dave, but thanks. But one day I intend to go back and watch more Venture Brothers. One of those things, if I'll have to get them or find them. I know they have a bunch of them, and everyone I know who is a fan really raves about it. And the ones I've seen, I've liked. And so, yes, I need to get on it because there's not much else to watch lately, is there? But this thing, all right, it's Tuska, but that's okay. It's a comic strip. Did any of you get this strip in your paper, by the way? I wanted it. I used to read about it. There was even a little paperback book that reprinted some of it. But we never got the world's greatest superheroes strip where I was, down here, naturally. Damn it. Dang it. There's your boy right there. Okay, don't say I ever did nothing for you, D-Bud. There's your pal, George Tuska. And also, sadly, recently deceased Martin Pasco, Pesky Pasco. Captain Cockney says, yes, the serious answer is 3 newspaper strips I love so much that I had to buy the collected paperbacks of Doonesbury, Bloom County, and Calvin and Hobbes. Well, I definitely understand that. They got a lot of compilations of those. Fortunately, they put the big ones in and stuff like that. Got to back up. D. Bud Martin Tuska compared to Heck with Steranko. Whoa! Is that, if that's not a backhanded slap, buddy, I don't know what it is. And yeah, look, Tuska was old, man. He was old at this point. Look, this is good stuff right here. D. Bud, I am praising Tuska. I like it. I wish I could get reprints of all of his World's Greatest Superhero strips. They did one little book. If they compiled these, maybe they have. I don't know. Maybe you can let. Maybe you know, because I know you said they we know they've compiled a lot of old superhero strips. They've done the Ramita, Spider-Man, IDW did those, right? I read 100 Tuska pages with a good inker before reading 5 pages of Perlin Ghost Rider. Yeah, you're not a big Perlin guy, are you? You know, worst thing about Perlin, yeah, I did not like his defenders either. Hungry Boy, I got to admit, look, he was probably a very nice man, and he was really getting old when he went to Valiant. And a book I had to, it was a book because I wanted to keep up with all the other books, and I really liked the character called Eternal Warrior, which I liked, but Perlin was constantly drawing it because of Jim Shooter, letting him draw it. And I was like, oh my God, man, please no. Poor old dude. I feel like a horrible person now about it, but I was like, man, I just don't like him. Matthew Pounder, what's up, dude? The only superhero comic strip I ever got to read in my newspaper in the early 90s was Batman, and that was only for a limited time. I wish they would release a collection so I can read them all. They have some collections of the older Batman strips. The Marshall Rogers Batman strip, because we were talking earlier about Menominee Falls Gazette, how they used to compile, they were an aggregate that compiled strips. Does anyone remember Comics Review? A magazine format that came along later, I guess 80s and 90s and beyond. They did pretty much the same thing, which I used to buy. And for a while there, they put the Steve Englehart, Marshall Rogers Batman strip. But actually, Marshall Rogers actually did a Batman strip for a while. And of course, it wasn't syndicated in any paper I had down here. But I bought the Comics Review issues that had it, which were pretty cool. So there you go. There's George Tuska for you, buddy. And Martin Pasco. Rest their souls. See, this is not bad Tuska right here. I can live with this Tuska right here, man. I would love a book reprinting these, man. And I know they did one little one back then. I don't know if IDW has done anything though. Has there been a book? Matthew Pounder, I had some issues with Pasco sometimes, but yeah, he was good. Remember they used to call him Pesky Pasco? Well, I mean, that's the DC editors gave him that nickname when he was writing letters. When he was a fan writing letters to DC, they called him Pesky Pasco. But he ended up writing DC comics. Oh, and he just passed a couple years back. But Marty Pasco, yeah, but look at this. I wish they would reprint these, all of them. I'd try to get them if I could afford them. Mike Barr. Oh, boy. Look at that. Good times. Look at the World's Greatest Super. Look at that nice color work right there. What do you think of that? Hey, Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Not much going on tonight. We're just kind of a chill stream where I'm boring all my friends here with pictures from digital mags I bought. talking about old comics and old comic strips. Now, this here is pretty good. Oh, my God. Guess who inked this? I don't know if you can see that, Hungry Boy. Yeah, I knew Matthew Powder nailed it. Coletta. Oh, my God. Oh, dear. Yeah. Look, Mike Barr was good for fans at the convention tables. Okay, that's fair. And he was a nice guy, but he did create the characters in Batman and the Outsiders called the Force of July. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. And he wrote some, he wrote a lot of DC Star Trek and some Batman. And he wrote with Batman and the Outsiders, I guess. And I don't know. Maybe I'd go back down and like it a little bit more. I remember I used to kind of tear him up to bits a little bit. Look at that, Hungry Boy. No effing comment. Yeah, Hungry Boy. Look, it's Coletta, buddy. I'm sorry. Let me get this Coletta out of there. Let me get him off of there so you guys don't have to suffer anymore. Hey, it's Coletta on Tuska. Some would say that's pretty dangerous. Superman the movie gets a plug in this Sunday installment published on December 10th, 1978. Look at Superman is flying near a movie screen, a new movie marquee, a theater. There's a Superman the movie starring Gene Hackman and starring Christopher Reeve. Look at that. So I can blow that up a little bit. Look at that, man. Probably can't see it. That's pretty cool, though. I agree, though. They do need collecting. Yes, that's right. Oh, dear. We could be playing the game of Rassilon at this very moment. Your tone doesn't inspire much confidence, Doctor. I gather we are not expected to win. Come along, Brigadier. All right, so. All right. I've tortured you with Coletta. But there's my boy, Paul Levitz. I don't want any word. I mean, that guy, he's a comics god. Because I love Legion so much. Mr. Levitz, man, I wish I'd love to get him on the show, but I wouldn't be able to talk to him probably. Man, Oh, the pain. You ninny, you bubba-headed booby. Okay. So, big shout out to the great Paul Levitz. Wow, he got a bunch of these strips in here. Can't wait to actually to read all this article. I haven't really had a chance to read it yet, so. If Mark D were here, he would know this. He knew this guy. My friend Mark D knows Paul Kupperberg. Matthew Powder, absolutely. Legion writer extraordinaire. He is a Legion god. Paul's quite generous in person to us freelancers. Wow, cool. Good to know, Hungry Boy. I've always heard he was a really nice guy. So, see, they did this little book that reprinted some of those. A little paperback in 1982, which I don't have. Oh my goodness. Sorry, not Cockney Spock, you're too kind there, buddy. I can only speak in a British accent if I'm quoting Doctor Who or Monty Python or something. Brigadier, I think our past is catching up with us. Maybe it's our future. Come on, run. And apparently only from the 5 Doctors, I guess. But anyway, yeah, this is look at that Garcia Lopez cover. It's fine. Gotta see a Lopez cover. Here's one I love here, Hungry Boy. Gil Kane Starhawks, baby. A great Gil Kane. Yes. I have some of the Starhawks reprints. Oh my Gideons, yes. Yeah. Yes. Villa weighs 73 kilos, Avon. So, any thoughts? Gil Kane there, Hungry Boy? Yeah, Starhawks, gimme. Absolutely. They used to reprint this in Amazing Heroes. This Starhawks strip.
You show me the safe path across, or I shall destroy you.
My best cyber leader. Sorry, I couldn't do better. But yes, Ron Goulart, remember him? Oh my goodness. Oh God, this was beautiful stuff. Starhawks was great. I have some of the reprints. Max, of that, I have no doubt, buddy. You can do. I have no doubt.
I held words from the TARDIS.
So let's see here. One of my favorite lines from 5 Doctors. I am the master and your loyal servant. Let's see here. So, yep, I'm glad they covered Starhawks. Man. There he is there, the great Gil Kane. Oh, my goodness. Eli Katz is the man. Claude, who you all see here sometimes, he has a he when we went to meet Gil Kane, one of the times we went to meet Gil Kane, Hungry Boy, Claude did a big shirt with Gil Kane's face on it, and he wrote something on there on the back. I think it was I think it was on the back. Just Eli Katz is the man. Bots, and more bots. It's a Rastan Warrior robot. That's a Rastan Warrior robot. Now you're going to make me want to watch the 5 Doctors. Damn it. Which I've done an ungodly amount of times. Mr. Kane. I love him. This was for you, D-Bud. This is for you, buddy. I don't know if you knew there was a Richie Rich comic strip. You probably did. He was briefly a comic strip in 1979 for a few months, and that was it. Well, people always make that joke about Gil Kane and the nasal things. I just reject them, Matthew Pounder, because I love Gil Kane. I love him. I mean, he's in my top 3, 4. Masters Maniac Mexico. Well, hello there, Masters Maniac Mexico. Welcome. Good to see you. Richie Rich beat that Tony Stark. Did he? So, yes, Richie Rich had a comic strip for about a few months. Did you ever see that strip, D-Bud? I did not. Distribute through, I don't know how many papers. I don't know how many papers it ran through, but there you go. Rough Girl TV, hello there. Good to see you, lovely. Finally, we got a lady popping in. It's good. Thank you so much for popping in. It's great to see you. But yes, the Richie Rich script strip didn't last long, but the comics lasted forever. So there we go. Now here's the one we want to talk about. We'll probably talk about this a little bit on the Clubhouse Thursday night as well. The guy who wrote, no kidding, the guy who wrote the article on the Star Trek strip is named John K. Kirk. Wow. I love this Star Trek comic strip. Yeah, Masters. Yeah, this is the latest issue of Back Issue magazine, and the topic in the mag is comic strips of the Bronze Age. So it's talking about different superhero comic books that had comic strip characters that went into comic strips at the time. So remember when newspapers had comic strips? I don't know. So that's what we're kind of talking about. I love this Star Trek strip by Thomas Warkentin. I have 2 of the big IDW compilations, hardcovers of those. Well, I have the one that I think I have 3 actually. Yep. Oh man, this strip. I had a buddy of mine back then. Again, they didn't have. The only way you can get it was if you had the right paper. Our local newspaper, which never had any good stuff, didn't have the Star Trek script. So a buddy of mine used to go to the newsstand, which also carried the Houston Chronicle, which of course they carried it even though we're not in Houston, but it was fairly close. They had this. This was syndicated from the Los Angeles Times, but we didn't get it. The Houston Chronicle did. But anyway, yeah, the Star Trek strips. I'll definitely have to show this to Raquel and Mark on Thursday night. We'll have to take a look at this again. Wow. Is that not cool? And that strip lasted for a few years. The strip lasted until right before Wrath of Khan came out. In the last few strips, they switched from motion picture uniforms to Wrath of Khan uniforms. I got you. Let's see. I do remember just even living in the western part. All this type was politically injected. Type was politically injected. Our newspaper strips were Nick Natterton. Not familiar with that one. Hagar the Viking. Oh yeah, I remember that one. And Wum and Wilden. Yeah, but I don't remember that one either. That 70s rock fan. What's up, dude? We're just talking about superhero related comic strips and comics related, comic book related comic strips and stuff of the Bronze Age here. Rough Girl, you said it. Everything was great before politics had to get into every single thing. That is absolutely true. But anyway, this is a great issue of Back Issue. I can't wait to read all of this. And I love the Star Trek comic strip. Looks like they have a nice big article on that. Oh man, I can't wait. Mike Grell's Tarzan strip. Yeah, I love Mike Grell. Got to meet him a couple of times. Iron Mike Grell is a very nice man. Love his Tarzan, love his Legion. Oliver, that's a good question. In my younger years, I'm so young. When I was reading strips as a kid, I think it was a little bit before Garfield came out, but I loved Peanuts. Around like 1970 or 71 or something, I was as a youngin', I was given a Peanuts bed sheet, the cover up kind, not the kind you put on the bed part, And I had that thing till it disintegrated for about 20 years till it absolutely. I used it until I was, into the 90s. I used it for like 20 years till it finally just flat disintegrated on me. But yes, I love Peanuts, and but yes, I do love Garfield. Nothing wrong with him either. But I think when I was reading a lot of strips like that, I think I mostly read Peanuts. Let's see. Grell was fab unless he thought you were flirting with one of his ladies. Oh, well, he was a player. Wow. Yes, Iron Mike. So I did not know that. Sorry, Steve. Anyway, some fine Grell Tarzan right there. That's great stuff. Fine work. Oh wow, it's badass. And there we go. I think that's mostly the issue. So, oh, here's a bag. Here's a book I gotta get. Oh my goodness. The Team Up Companion by Michael Urey. Michael Urey is great, and I love. There's one I can't wait to order. It's coming out. I think it's coming out fairly recently. I will definitely be talking about that on the show. I remember last year, I did a whole bunch of specials on all the big team up books. And you know what I regret about that? Is none I've already done them because I'd like to do them again, but I've already done them. Damn it! So this looks really cool. The Team Up Companion, because they do a lot of great comics history books, of course. And yeah. Team Up Indexes, Team Up Creators, Team Up Trivia. I'm all in. Well, plus Bob Haney, comics most outrageous writer, and meet the fan who teamed up with the Man of Steel. Wow, I cannot wait to get that book. I love the books these people make. You knew Urey, huh? I know Urey worked at DC. Urey was one of the kindest, most genteel men in comics. He's really nice. Every time I've never met him, but the times I've interacted with him on Facebook, things like that. I know that's not saying much, but he was very kind, and he puts out a sensational my favorite magazine, which is this one here, Back Issue magazine. He puts this out, so I love what the guy does. He is fantastic. Great stuff. And my other thing that I got, because again the Dave Cockrum book's not in yet, but I ordered these yesterday. But they're already out. That's why I was able to show it to you. Takes a second for it to load. I'll flip to this one really quick. Because I don't even know what's in it. I can't remember. It's the new issue of the Jack Kirby Collector number 83. I have every issue of the Jack Kirby Collector, and I've been buying this since it was a little like a black and white pamphlet thing in the mid 90s. That's how it was. It's a quarterly mag, so obviously you might say, "Wow, it's 2022 and they're only up to issue number 83." Well, again, it's quarterly, but I think it's on different schedules. I think it's quarterly now. I even have the one issue of Jack Kirby Quarterly that was by a different company, I think, but by pure imagination or something. I have that as well, but I have every issue of the Jack Kirby Collector, even the old original pamphlet things they did, and I don't have the big gigantic trade monster books they did that I would love to have, but I do have all the treasury size ones. Chris Persia, thank you for being here tonight with us, buddy. Appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great night. Thanks for all you do, bud. Here we go. So the new issue of the Jack Kirby Collector, number 83. I love it. Can never get enough of it. But I don't know what this issue is about exactly. Let me find out. Famous First. Kirby, believe. Okay. Oh, it's about Famous First. Let's take a look. A little bit of a look here. Special announcement. It's been 11 letters. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Got some cool stuff coming out. Just a couple of little quick look at some of the stuff coming out here of this issue. I will never miss an issue. I'll never miss an issue of Jack Kirby Collector. Huh. All right, let me. Oh, sorry. I'll check our poll in just a second here. God, I love that stuff. And one of my favorite articles they do is Kirby Obscura. He did so much work. Well, put it to you like this. Name me another comic book artist that has a magazine devoted to him. I'll wait. I've said he's Kirby. He's the king. In this mag, there's been I don't know if it's in this issue, but there's a running article that they've done from time to time, or I don't know if it's still in there, called Kirby as a Genre. Okay, I'll name me another comic book artist, writer, creator who you could say that about. I'll wait. Again, I guess what I'm saying is, and I do it too much, I know I can't help it. It is, words don't exist to properly put into perspective what Jack Kirby really was. I don't know if there'll ever be an imagination quite like his. I just don't. I mean, with all the things, I just don't. I don't know if it's possible. Some people just think he was an artist that drew pictures. By the way, I wish I could draw. I wish I were just an artist who could draw pictures. I'd take it. It wouldn't, because there are a lot of great artists who mostly just draw. And they're fantastic. But he was so much more than that. Are they genres though? But let's see. You only had one comic I'd never miss an issue from first to last was very German called YPS, and always came with a gimmick from the Sea Monkeys to Spy Cams. I'm not familiar with that one. That one there, Master Maniac Mexico. I've not heard of that one. Leave that. What place, Mandrill? What place? There's only one place, Veet. It's where the collectors live. They say he likes to hear screams. That's why the centers. That must be from the Sunmakers. To us, Scritchers, they are genres. Okay. I defer to you on that one, sir, all the time. So, yes, that's a great episode, Max. I love the Sunmakers. I only watched that one again. I haven't watched that in quite some time. Are we playing a game, Max, where you put the quote up there and have to name the episode of Doctor Who? Because you could do that, yeah. I mean, I'm game. You could probably stump me. Remember, I'm senile, man. My memory's garbage, yo. So you could probably easily stop me. If you stick with classic Doctor Who, it won't be quite as easy, but yeah. But go for it. Throw another one up there. Let's see here. Whoa. So anyway, that's the latest issue of the Jack Kirby Collector. I love it. It's just a great bag. I mean, it does not come out with the same frequency as back issue. And this one has a whole comic in it, looks like. Yeah, so. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He is that, Matthew Pounder. But anyway, so yeah, let's check out our poll here. Let's see how many votes have gone up here. Okay, it's kind of catching up there. I'll see. Okay. Catch up more. It's got more and more votes. Okay. Oh, still catching up. Takes a second. 35. 36. Come on, dude. 37. 38. So it keeps going up on the votes here. So I'm just going to have to bite the bullet here and refresh it again. Sorry, folks, because I have to, so I can be sure I'm counting all of the votes, because we have an interesting development. Whoa, wow, man. It's like a horse race where the one way in the back just starts to make a run. I cannot believe it, folks. I do not believe it, folks. I do not believe what I've seen here today, ladies and gentlemen. If this holds out, I'm quite frankly astonished. Oh my God. Well, holy crap. I can't believe it. This is just too much. Okay. All right. I'm over dramatizing it a bit. I understand. All right. 41 votes, sir. Well, 41 votes. The question being, which comic book publishers, comics or characters do you prefer, don't you know? Would that be DC Comics, Marvel Comics, both, or neither? And these numbers were way down there before. DC was way, way, way in the bottom. It was in 4th place. But now, and the lead, and now it's been in a tie. It was the lead, now it's gone into a tie with 41 votes. DC and both are tied at 27%. Marvel is now at 24%, and neither is at 22%. Somebody don't like either one of those. How about that? Shazam, Shazam, Shazam. What could happen to the Doctor? Possibly, would that be Terror of the Zygons? Or Android Invasion? Probably Terror of the Zygons I'm going to go with. But I could be wrong, Max. You probably got me. I don't trust me. So look at that, man. That's incredible. That's the incredibleness. Android Invasion. The reason why I was thrown off and went back to Terror of the Zygons, because in Android Invasion, they weren't real. But nicely done, Max Redstone. I should have stuck with my second guess. So Wow, I can't believe that. That's amazing. That's 41. Okay. So look at that. DC jumping back over Marvel. You Marvel people going to stand up for that stuff? I'm a both voter, by the way. No pile, please. I'm sorry. What did I do? You see no wires, Mr. Sin. Huh. Are you are you what is Django and Lightfoot? How okay? How about this? This is gonna hurt your ears. I'm sorry. Let the talons of Wing Chang shred your flesh. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for, but I love that line. True enough there, Max Redstoner. True enough. I love the talons of Wing Chang. Marvel, I can do this all day, meaning Captain America, of course. Well, I can't. I'm trying not to do it at all, Max Redstone. So I was trying to. Believe me, I usually go over the top when I'm doing it. I was trying not to. It's embarrassing enough as it is. So anyway, you probably don't care about that Jack Kirby collector. Look at it. What I do? Okay. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness gracious. Right. Leon Lett. Oh my goodness gracious. So what else is going on with bad cells, my friends? Let's see here. Let's just do a little Clobby talks to his buddies in the chat time before we get out of here, because not much more going on. We only got really we had no topic. We have topics of galore the next 2 weeks though. On Monday night. So won't just be me just screwing around. Now we're going to have topics. What is I'm trying to find the calendar. Where's my calendar? Where's my Goram calendar? Dang it. One of these days. Where's my freaking calendar? I can't find my damn calendar. Oh well. All right, what is next week? What is today? Today is that'll help. The 18th. So next. Yes. Okay. Now I'm straight. Now I know what I'm doing. All right, good. Now I know what I'm doing. Galactic went out of business 20 years ago. I wonder why I hadn't been paid. You know, that's familiar, but you got me on that one, Captain. Captain Max Redstone, who is now a captain. He's a captain of his own ship. The Starship Maximum. Yes. Now I want to go watch the Talons of Wen Chang, just as I want to go watch some classic Doctor Who. I've been watching some Red Dwarfy. Went back and watched me some Red Dwarf just because we were talking about it the other night. Well, Hungry Boy, that painting for the wonderful commander. We appreciate that, buddy. Nightmare of Eden. Well, that explains it. If it's an episode I didn't care much for and didn't watch it that much, I will be terrible with the quotes. If it's an episode I watched 50 times, and I'm fairly solid, even with my very old man's memory. And I never liked Nightmare of Eden. In fact, I watched it when it first came on, of course, or when we first got it here back in the early 80s, I mean. And then I didn't watch a rerun of it till just a few years back, actually. So not a quotable episode for me, Max, but still, I applaud you. Yeah, I'm that way. I got to admit, I don't like, Raquel talks about how she watches them all in order and all that stuff, which is, amazing. I couldn't do it. I have my favorites, and I just pick and choose, and I go back to my favorites. I rarely watch something in order unless I do binge. I like binging stuff. Don't get me wrong, but We are we are fair above that sorry and ups things. There is no sorry when you spend eyes wide open. 200 bugs on a comic at times of apocalypse. No sir, not sorry. No ups. I hear you, Masters Maniac Mexico. I got you covered. Yes, he's Captainus Maximus Redstonius. Captainus Maximus Redstonius. Maximus. Well, let's say Maximus. Maximus. Wow. Okay. Got me messed up on that one, bro. Nightmare of Eden is at once wonderful and horrific. I have always loved the frivolity of it. However, I think its downfall was that the frivolity was so unbalanced, unlike City of Death. Yes. Well, God, I love City of Death. Love that episode. Yeah. And hey, in August, Blake 7 show was coming. We're probably going to have to do it. It's so tough to plan because I don't do the Global Geek Gang anymore. It's really tough to plan. But when we do it, it's going to have to be in the daytime probably because I want to get some of our British friends. You know, and this StreamYard only holds 10 people, so I don't know how we're going to. However, we're going to do it. What a wonderful butler. He's so violent. You're a beautiful woman, probably. It's not as stupid as he looks. No one can be as stupid as he looks. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to do the Blake 7 show. In August. Probably end of August. It'll be on a Thursday, probably maybe a Wednesday. I don't know, maybe a Wednesday, and it will be in the daytime. Okay, that much we know. I got to talk again once I get it set up. I got to see who wants in, and see how many we can fit in. I don't know. I know since Max doesn't care about Blake 7, he doesn't want in. I remember I invited Max, but he doesn't care. So now you know you're in, Max. Don't worry about that. If you can make it. I got to make sure everybody can make it, too. It's the daytime. And I don't know. Let's say only Blake 7 aficionados need apply. I miss Retro Dicky. I miss doing the Global Geek Gang thing. Is to remember is. The daytime stuff for a while there was easy. Everybody was home in the daytime as much. Now, not so much. A lot of people are back to work and going back on with things, and it's tough to get people that have the time to do it. Masters of Maniac Mexico is the same time where I am as well. So probably a Wednesday. I do miss the global look. I miss doing the Global Geek Gang. Clobberin times. That 70s. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. That 70s. I'll have to vet you first. There'll be a vetting process. I'm going to conduct interviews and see who's worthy of being on the Blake's. Of course, you're in, man. I did not, but 70s. I didn't even know you were a Blake 7 fan. That's the thing. I don't know. I know some who are, but I don't know everyone who is. Someone who knows it and can talk some Blake 7. Obviously, I'm not a vet. You, of course, quite welcome. Oh, good. Well, great. And then 70s. I don't think I knew that, man. I don't know if we've ever talked about that before. But you are most welcome. I think I don't know if Fandom. I don't know where Fandom is. He was here earlier. I think he's a Blake 7 fan. What I have to do is get everybody to remind me who is one. And and you got to remember, the stupid StreamYards only takes 10 people. I I know Max is a huge fan. I now know that you are 70s. Obviously, Raquel now is a new fan. She just watched it all, as did Mark D. Um, LT, of course, huge Blake 7 fan. He's in. I think retro. I'm gonna get with retro Dicky. I think he is. I'm not sure. And again, it's all about coordinating too, because I don't. That's why I was thinking about doing it in the daytime, because I don't know who can make it from our good friends across the pond who can make it. It's a mess. I'm gonna try to get Dan Hadley if he wants to come in. I'm gonna try to get Probby. Nobody problem being. It'll be a Blake 7 round two. It's gonna be a mess. Because it'll be freaking 10 of us, probably, but it's always a mess when there's 10 people on the panel, but I'll try to organize it as best I can. And it's going to have to go, and if it ends up being more than 10 of us, we'll just have to shuffle. What can you do? I'm such a sicko for Blake 7. Again, ever since I finally started watching it, which was 1986 or 7, I've watched them all I watched the whole series almost every year. You know how Raquel talks about watching. I binged it like a number of times, and then I became just like I did with Star Trek, the original series. I throw any episode I want in there, because again, it's not that much continuity or anything. So I haven't binged it in a couple of years, but I watch episodes over and over again, my favorite ones over and over again. And sometimes I'll binge it, but I've watched so many of every year. I don't go a year without watching some of them 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got to make sure Thoth is there. Yeah, he has time for it. I have to make sure everyone is able to be there. Working around the schedules is going to be a nightmare. We're not in coof times anymore. Guagnar, that's a good question. It will be the roundtable thing will just be us all basically getting together and talking about our various thoughts and feelings and about things of the show we love. But there will be further shows where I will do, for example, I plan on doing a show where I have every episode of Blake 7 ranked, all 52 episodes. I'm going to do, I don't know if I should do that in a video, but I'm going to do that. I wanted to do that after we do the panel thing, or the round table. So I asked Mr. Fibuli. That was him in Hostage. Very good. So I think Guagnar, I think I will do a lot of, we've done other shows about Blake 7 before a while back. I've been wanting to do it again so much because, it's just something I love to talk about. Yes, that's from the episode Shadow, that 70s. Yes, where are all the good guys? You may just be looking at them. What a depressing thought. Another great line from that episode was when basically Blake's wanting to start to use the Terra Nostra against the Federation, and he says something about we'll use force or whatever, and Avon goes, force? Yes, of course. Lawmakers, lawbreakers, let us fight them all. Why not? Red Song, there you go. Yep. That's from the episode Power Play. That one is Callie. I'll introduce you later when she wakes up. That one is Phil. I should really introduce him now. He's at his best when he's unconscious. Good. You're in. That 70s, you are in, buddy. I love Power Play. It's a great episode. So, yes, I'm a sicko for Blake 7, and we're going to do it. And then I don't know if I do before that or after it. I'm going to do I don't know, maybe on Wildcard Wednesday one night. I'll just do my ranking. Who knows? Maybe next week. Lawmakers, lawbreakers, others. Fight them all. Why not? Oliver Belamonte says, Clobby, San Diego Comic-Con 2022 will have a Star Trek universe guide, but the focus is on the new Star Trek filthy Discovery crappy hard strangers of the world. Well, they can keep it then, buddy. I have no interest in them. Let them do what they got to do. But yes, that's from the episode Power. Avon says, if you didn't want the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question. Love it. I've seen a bumper sticker of that one. Captain Time Lord Spock says, in the spirit of competition, I'm making a pitch video to bully my way onto the Blake 7 panel. Well, we'll have to vet you. Avon lives. Captain, it's just like last time. I did not even know whether you were a fan or not, or if I don't know who's a fan and who isn't until they tell me. So, so. Until you mentioned something about it the other night, Spock, I did not realize you were a fan. I did not know that. I did not know that. So, all right, everybody. Well, look, I've kept you here long enough with nonsense and showing you silly stuff, and you've been fantastic hanging out. I appreciate it. Great hanging with you. Yeah, maybe we should. Well, I'll tell you what, Max, I think if not, I don't know. I'm almost tempted to do it this Wednesday. To do my Blake 7, because, Wild Card Wednesday can be used for anything. It can be for me screwing around doing nothing. But Mark's going to be gone. He's out. Mark is out there on an away mission, keeping the universe safe. And if you're hearing me out there, bud, but can't respond, hope you're having a great time. Be good. Be safe. But, you know what? What the hell? Wednesday night. Nobody wants to hear it probably, but I'll probably just do it anyway. I'll read my order on my ranking. 52 on down of the Blake 7 episodes. They'll be shocking. I might do that Wednesday night. I'm gonna keep it live open and just see, because I've been wanting to do it for a while, and there's no way I can do it on when we do our roundtable thingy. And remember, everybody, all these things about setting it up. It's going to be in August, but it hinges on getting everyone together, because we're not in coof times. Like I say, we have people across the pond. We have people. I don't know if we have too many friends across the pond that want to do it, but we have a few. We may end up having to do it at a night show. It just depends on whatever. Oh my goodness, Probby. We were just talking about you, buddy. Because we're talking about the upcoming Blake 7 round table. And because as you know, there are only 10 spots on a stream thing, and we were just talking about who's going to be on, who's not, and of course your name came up. The great problem being, let's do a panel on Blake 7 with Captain. Captain Time Lord Spock? Well, yeah. I'd go in there and talk to Blake. I'd go any day and talk. Well, I'll go anywhere to talk about Blake 7. Doesn't have to be my channel. It can be his channel if you want. I don't care. But yes, but you both are, Captain Time Lord Spock, you are, of course, invited to the Blake 7 panel. Goes without saying that Probby's going to be there. I hope. But I'm glad to see you, Probby. Avon lives, brother. I hope you're doing well. It's been ages. I hope you were doing well. I don't know. I know you don't do the twat anymore. But I am overjoyed to see you. I'm shocked. It's been so long because I don't get too many of the daytime streams that Noel does anymore, because I can't go. I don't know if you're over there still going on Noel's stream. I haven't been able to go over there in a while, so I haven't seen you around. But I hope you're doing well. Everyone, my old buddy Problem Being is here. Good to see you there, buddy. Collect issue hourly bulletins, 5,000 Talmars reward for information leading to Clubby's capture. Dead or alive, marked with a magnificent collector. The money to be paid from your private parts. You can vouch for the captain? Okay. Well, that's the only endorsement you need there, man. You're solid. Well, anyway, it has been fantastic tonight, folks, for y'all hanging out with us. Really appreciate it. Again, since I didn't do anything but talk, well, it's comics talk, mind you, but it was just really, except I got off that Blake 7 tangent for the end there. But I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Let's see. Let's do some show notes. Wednesday night, of course, as always, the big wild card Wednesday night where I'll hang out. Same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. I don't know what we'll be doing, but I'll be here. And then, of course, the Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. We'll be hanging out. Again, same Clobby time, same Clubhouse channel. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on both of those. And then Saturday night, we are finally done with that Next Generation bunch. Star Trek, Saturday night Star Trek on Clobber Time, Saturday night Star Trek number 80. It's our 80th show. Continuing in our ongoing mission to seek out and review all of real Star Trek, starting from 66 to 05, the only real Trek that there is. The only true, legitimate Star Trek, no filth. And we're very happy to be now starting our very first. We started, of course, as you all know, at the very beginning of January 2021. We reviewed the original series. Then we reviewed the animated series. Then the original crew films. And just a couple of weeks ago, we finished up all 7 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation. And over the past 2 weeks, we've reviewed the Star Trek Next Generation crew films. And now, this Saturday night, finally, we are here to start out Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We will have 4 episodes a week, like we usually do, as we get through the season. And at the end of the season, we'll close off with a season party, however many episodes are there, and then start up with the next season the following week. It's going to be a while because we're going to review all the shows. 66 to 05, 735 Club. We will have The Emissary, which is the pilot, and then A Man Alone, Past Prologue, and Babel are the episodes that we shall be reviewing on Saturday night. And, of course, next Monday night, a week from tonight, on Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk, another Clobby's Classic Comics Review. We will be reviewing the Marvel graphic novel, The Thing and the Hulk, The Big Change by Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson. Of course, my good buddy Mark D. with a C, the great chief engineer, will be joining me to review this classic. And we're both really looking forward to that. Then the following week, I believe that's the beginning of August, our great buddy J-Man will join me for another Clobby's Classic Comics Review. That's 2 in a row on Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk, where we will review Batman number 321 from 1980. It's just one issue of Batman called with a story called Dreadful Birthday, Dear Joker. Lynn Wein, Walt Simonson, and Dick Giordano on the creative chores on that one. Again, joined by my great buddy, J-Man, and I am looking forward to that, to both of those. So, there we go. Let me start, let me say my goodbyes to everyone, then we'll get out of here. Of course, Hungry Boy, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being here, my buddy. You're the best, or as you were known tonight, hungry for proper inking like Wrightson's. Wow, you changed the name. Nice. Inking indeed. Yay, Wrightson indeed. Great to see you, Problem being, buddy. Appreciate you. Always, does my heart good to see you here again, my friend. Kal-El, buddy. Thank you for being here. Wagner, thank you. I know our first officer popped in a little while ago, earlier. Shout out, as always, to the wonderful Raquel Briggs. Masters Maniac Mexico. It was cool to have you here. Thank you so much. Pleasure meeting you. Matthew Pounder, thank you. The great Max Redstone. Always a pleasure, Maximum Max. D-Bud, buddy. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Problem. Well, I already said. I got a problem being again. Good to see there, buddy. Captain Time Lord Spock. Thanks for popping in and hanging out, buddy. Always a pleasure, an honor to have you here, sir. Let's see here. Minimus was here. The great Steve Mitchum was also here earlier. That 70s. What's up, buddy? 70s. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Oliver Belamonte. Thank you. Sometimes I see one that I've already said, and I'd already forgotten I'd said hello, goodbye to him. So this chat takes a while to go back in this thing. I think Phantom Outsider was here. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. The great Eric K., the master of all that is French. The great Chris Persia. I believe he had to run, but the great Chris, he was here. Rough Girl TV was here. Lovely to see you. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I appreciate it. Dave. All right, Dave. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Pop Culture Republic was here. Thank you. He had to run, looks like. Hang on. I got to move this chat back here, folks. Takes a while to move it back. I hope I didn't miss anyone. You know how that goes. Tim's Talk was here. That's right, Tim's Talk. Thank you, buddy, for popping in. Kal-El, of course, the great Kal. I think I mentioned it, but just in case, Kal-El, buddy, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Sometimes I forget who I've mentioned. That's how senile I am. Keely Chow popped in. Roll Tide. All righty. Hang on there. Just want to make sure we got everybody. Jax Momo was here. Thank you, Jax Momo, for popping in. Oliver Belamonte, I think I said you, but thank you. Thank you, Naked Bots. You're so too kind for being here. Okay. Well, I'm going to take a chance that I've gotten everybody. I hope I did not miss anyone. If I did, many apologies. It looks like we're solid. What I will do now is close out the poll, and then we will get out of here. All right, ending the poll to announce our final winners. Come on, you. It takes a while to get to it. Come on, poll. Oh, my goodness. The chat's got to catch up to it. Shite. Sorry, everyone. And then we'll get out of here. Where are you, poll? Come on, dude. Boy, this takes forever. Well, crap. Well, I closed it, but it takes. I should have refreshed before I did that. Oh my God! Let me refresh this stupid thing. Sorry, everybody. My computer is almost as old as me. Well, it's in computer years, of course. All right. Come on, you frickin' righty. All right, there we go. The question was, which comic book publishers, comic book publishers, comics characters do you prefer? Oh my goodness. The one I voted for won. It was such a weird contest because DC was way back in the dirt for a while. And then it took the lead. Then I can't believe this. I voted for both. The choices were Marvel or DC, both or neither. Those are the four choices. You only get four choices. Out of 43 votes, 27% voted both. Wow. And that's what I would have voted for. I don't get a vote, but that's what I would have voted for. DC and Marvel tied at 25%. And neither comes in with a hefty 20%. Wow. That's nutty. That is nutty stuff. Well. Yeah, anyway. Crazy stuff, huh? All right, well, okay. Thank you all so much for being here with us, folks. I will play us out with some very important messages and then the end credits. And have a wonderful rest of your week. And Clobberin, Clobberers. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Eric K, for the $2 super chat. Bobby needs to take his computer to the best